everyone. I'm going to take the next few minutes to talk to you a little bit about identifying parallel structure in grammar and in your writing. There's a couple of different ways we can approach it, so I'll talk a little bit about just how to find out whether or not your phrases are parallel, and then we'll move into some practice. So if you take a look at the first slide, you can see that parallel structure in grammar is a lot like parallel lines in math. For two lines to be parallel, they have to have the same slope. In the same way, for parallel structure in grammar, your sentences or phrases have to have the same parts of speech. Essentially, they have to have the same slope. Another way to think about this is in terms of patterns. So you can see that parallel structure is really about matching grammatical units, or parts of speech we sometimes like to think about them. So if you look at your first row of pictures, you see we have two ducks and a chicken. Obviously, the chicken does not belong. He doesn't fit the pattern. So when we write, just like matching a pattern of pictures, we want to match a pattern of words. So you want your sentences to look like three ducks in a row, not like two ducks and a chicken. So now that we've thought about it conceptually in two different ways, we've thought about parallel lines, which have the same slope, and we've thought about patterns, let's look at it in terms of words. So our sentence reads, "The dog is running in the park, looking for his master, and panting in the summer heat." You should notice that each of our three verbs in our series ends in ing. They are each in the same tense. The dog is running, is looking, and is panting. This is how we know we have parallel structure. Now let's consider a different example. The boy is frolicking in the noonday sun, running through the water, and he looks at a girl down the way. Now, unlike the previous example, you can see that we no longer have our three ducks in a row. The boy is frolicking, is running, and he looks. He looks is now out of place. It does not fit our pattern. So in order to change our sentence to make it parallel structure, we should change it to the boy is frolicking in the noonday sun, running through the water, and looking at a girl down the way. Now each of our verbs is in the same tense. The boy is frolicking, is running, and is looking. Parallel structure is as simple as that. Now, you can have different types of parallelism. For instance, our first category is having parallel words. For instance, running, twitching, and giggling are Billy's favorite activities. Running, twitching, and giggling are the three things that Billy likes to do. We can also have parallelism of phrases and clauses. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. That's actually a famous line from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Lastly, we can have parallelism of entire sentences. I came, I saw, I conquered. Notice that each sentence follows the same pattern, I followed by a verb. We come across parallel structure in a variety of different writing pieces and also rhetorical addresses. For instance, the famous Gettysburg Address. Take a moment to look at the highlighted words and see if you can identify the parallel structure in each example. Now let's practice a bit more. This website was created to give you interactive practice in identifying parallel structure and fixing sentences that are not parallel. You can revisit this website anytime that's convenient for you from your own computer. When I'm just going to show you a couple of different examples, I'm going to navigate to parallel structure, and I'm going to click on Interactive Exercise 1. This exercise will help us to recognize parallel structure, and you can see, just like in our presentation, We are trying to identify patterns of symbols or words. Let's begin. Example 1. Monica brewed espresso, steamed milk, and told jokes as she prepared Mike's latte. Is that sentence parallel? Monica is doing 3 things: brewed espresso, steamed milk, and told jokes. All 3 of our verbs seem to be in the same tense, so this sentence seems to be error-free. And we are correct. Congratulations. Let's try another sentence. Natasha tried holding her breath, chewing a piece of gum, and poking her belly, but she could not quiet her empty stomach, which rumbled during the chemistry exam. Now this sentence is a bit longer, a bit more complex. Maybe we're confused about where the parallel structure really is, but we think there might be something wrong. So let's try choice A. Yes, this sentence has an error. It looks like we were incorrect. It looks like our sentence was in parallel structure. What this website offers is an explanation of when our choices were wrong. We can see from our explanation that our 3 verbs in the first half of the sentence, holding, chewing, and poking, are all in the same tense. Natasha is doing 3 things in the same tense, therefore our sentence is parallel. Let's try one last example. In the restroom, Tashina was brushing her hair, freshened her lip gloss, and took deep breaths, trying to work up the courage to walk to her first speech class. Tashina is doing, again, 3 verbs. She was brushing, she freshened, and she took deep breaths. It seems as though our verbs are not exactly in the same tense, so this sentence cannot be parallel. Congratulations! I hope you understand parallel structure. Please feel free to visit the website at your convenience and get some more practice. Thank you for joining.